All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our webinar tonight. I'm so excited that you're taking time out of your busy day to join us and learn about how to activate wellness with Dr. Jennifer and myself. My name is Amy Dippold, and I'm coming to you from my front porch in Iowa. And it is a beautiful day, and I'm just super excited to share with you and bring you up to speed on a technology that maybe you're not familiar with yet. And the goal that we have tonight is to really empower you to make an informed decision over your health in an area that maybe you don't know. And that is activation. We're going to talk about the company that is bringing this activation to market. We're going to talk about the science and the products that are made up of it and how it can affect your body. And then we're going to talk about how the company is structured. And a little bit about my story is I was introduced into this new approach to health and activation back in 2015. And I wasn't actually ready to hear it yet, to be completely honest, but I'm so thankful that that person, who was my mother-in-law, was very persistent, and she followed up with me multiple times, and my husband. And she had a pretty miraculous story of 4 years of debilitating pain and inflammation from an injury. And she has a medical background. She was a former registered nurse, and she said, "Hey, I don't do natural stuff. I'm going to go to my doctors." Well, the doctors put her on every anti-inflammatory, different pain medications. They did surgery. They did everything that they possibly could to try to help her. And at the end of 4 years, her pain was worse, her mobility was low, her quality of life was decreasing, and she was depressed. And so she had reached out to the person that was trying to tell her about what we're going to share you with and share with you. And she finally just said, "Just give me whatever it is that you told me would take my inflammation away. I'm desperate." And by the end of that first month, her pain was 60% decreased. And after 6 months, it was 100% gone. And she hasn't had an issue again. And that was years ago. So as you would have it, if you know something that really changes your life, you're going to share it with people. And so she definitely cornered all of her children and said, "You guys need to know about this." And she drug myself and my husband up to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and we heard a cardiologist talk because we wouldn't listen to her. Even though we were glad that she got her life back, we were just kind of like, okay, what does this mean? And that was when the light bulb happened for me. That was when I really believed the Lord hit me on the head, my eyes opened, and I saw that there was a cardiologist standing on stage saying, "I've been able to help more people proactively with this technology than I ever could reactively as a doctor." That shook me. And so I actually grabbed my husband because I had been praying for a solution for his heart. Now, when you're dealing with natural, we don't cure, treat, prevent, mitigate disease with this, but I knew that this was a missing link that we were looking for to help his heart age healthier than his biological dad, who died when he was a baby from a heart attack. And so I grabbed him, I said, "We're going on this for life." And I was just so excited. And I'm like, we have to tell people about this. And that's when our journey began. In 2016 was when we started sharing this with people. And fast forward, it's radically changed our lives and just thousands of people that we've interacted with. And so I'm so excited to tell you about it. Now, I'm going to share just a little bit really quick. I'm going to share my screen about where we began, because that is really important that you can see where the story of not just my story and personal testimony, right? But the story of the company that's backing it. There's a lot of health and wellness trends. There's a lot of companies. There's a lot of flashy marketing. You're getting bombarded every day because the reality is the world that we're living in is toxic, right? And we are being bombarded every day with just so much, and we're not feeling good. We're kind of trying to grab and play mad scientist, and we're throwing everything in the kitchen sink at it, and it's overwhelming. And so when this story came along and landed on my lap, it made sense because it was something that nobody else had. And so really, where did it begin? I want you to know that this didn't begin like any normal company out there, that every run-of-the-mill daily company. It started with a discovery in our DNA that nobody knew existed until this doctor, Dr. McCord, he discovered a molecule in the 1960s, and it's called superoxide dismutase. And he found that this molecule scavenges free radicals, right? Free radicals are the bad guys. They're the things that build up in our body and destroy our cells. And when he discovered this, he saw that it starts to die down. When we hit the age of 20, it slows down, right? Who started aging worse after they hit 20, right? You know, you kind of hit your peak and then it goes down, but that's because this molecule slowed down and the oxidative stress in our body started to go up. So he spent 40 years in a lab trying to figure out how to activate this molecule to work again, to help defend our body against the toxic free radicals. 40 years of development, and he landed on a blend. We call it the little yellow activator, Protandim NRF2. It was born and it was launched into market in 2003 because he found that this blend was the one thing that activated. It was like finding a needle in 10 haystacks, he said one day. And he discovered it, and he threw this into the market, and people didn't know what in the world it was. It was sitting on the shelves of GNC, CVS, Rite Aid for $50 a bottle back in 2003. Has anybody walked into those stores? There's so much in there. It's a little overwhelming. So it sat there, it didn't really sell, but his research had been published, and there was a lot of murmur happening in the science world about this claim he was making, because the claims he was making was something that nobody in the entire world had ever been able to make before. And that claim is something Dr. Jennifer is going to talk about in just a little bit. So ABC Primetime caught wind of his groundbreaking claims, and they said, oh, let's go in and investigate this guy and let's debunk him, because that's what they did, right? So in 2005, they aired on national television this investigation, and they did a blood test. I'm not going to show this ABC report tonight, but if you have not seen it, please reach back out to the person that invited you tonight and watch that report tonight, because you're going to see exactly what happened in John Quinones's blood. And what's happening, the research says, happens in every single person's blood. The results in the value of the studies that talk about this is the p-value is 0.0001, which is a 1 in 10,000th chance that the results happened by chance, which means it's happening for everybody. And it's happened over and over and over again. And though the report is old, it is so significant. It led to a flurry of media attention. His sales went through the roof for a short period of time. Everybody wanted the product. There was only one problem. This was a little doctor in a white lab, in a white coat in a lab. He didn't have anybody to pick up the phone. He didn't have enough infrastructure to fulfill the orders. He was stuck, right? It was crazy because people saw what this could do, but they couldn't get it fast enough. And so he stumbled for a while. His stock went up to $20 a share, and then it dropped because he couldn't do anything for the people. And you can't really market something if you don't have the way to get it to the people. That's very important. So he brought in a consulting agency. They took a look at the investigative report. They took a look at all the research that started happening. And they said, you need to pull this product off the shelves, and you need to put it in direct sales, because person-to-person distribution is the way to bring this to market. And so he did just that in 2009. He took this award-winning, groundbreaking product that is absolutely giving people their lives back, and they put it into the hands of people like you and me to share the message. And that's exactly what we're doing tonight. And so this company is also publicly traded on the NASDAQ. So the books are squeaky clean. Like, there's no hidden agendas, there's no falsifying numbers, there's no one person running a show. There's a board of directors, and there's a chain of command. So I love that also, because a lot of companies, people struggle with trust, and when you have a publicly traded company, it's just wide open and there's nothing to hide. And then the other really cool thing is that we have third-party peer-reviewed studies on the patented blend. It's not one ingredient or you know, it's not a couple of different things. It's the patented blends. And this company has always done such due diligence to make sure that anything we put together works in synergy together. It's not just like, oh, this ingredient's good here and this ingredient's good here. It's it's so important to have that. So without further ado, I want to hand it over to Dr. Jennifer, and I want her to be able to explain more in depth about what we're talking about and how these products work inside your bodies. Now, Dr. Jennifer is a doctor of chiropractic, and she specializes in family, pediatric, and prenatal chiropractic. And she is proud to provide care for her patients in Cumming, Norwalk, West Des Moines, and surrounding areas. And she graduated from Palmer College in 2015, which is so interesting. That's the year that I found out about LifeVantage. And she is just an absolutely incredible gift to her patients because she cares about truly informing them. That's why we're here tonight. This is just a piece of what she does, but she's going to be able to help guide you. And I just think she's an incredibly valuable resource to have bring this information to you. So with that, Dr. Jennifer, will you take it away?
Thank you, Amy. I also wanted to thank you for being an amazing leader. I have been so blessed to happen across this company. I had prayed for 6 months to find an option for my patients that would improve their hormones, because I also work with, and I was using glutathione on a regular basis. If you guys aren't familiar with glutathione, it's like vitamin C. So vitamin C is an antioxidant, and then your step up from vitamin C is what's called NAC, or N-acetylcysteine, and then you have glutathione. So all of those things are just improving your body's ability to function even better. Amy, we just lost our screen share, or at least on my end, I did. So when I was researching this, I happened to meet Jillian, who is also one of Amy's teammates. And I met these amazing Christian women who just literally loved loving on people and loved getting information out there. And I have people come to me all the time wanting me to sell their supplements and wanting me to jump on board with what they're doing. And I'm really picky. I have 2 companies that I trust wholeheartedly. Well, more than that, but 2 primary companies that I trust wholeheartedly, and LifeVantage is one of those. So I've been really excited to just learn more about the science behind this. But the reason that I chose it in the beginning was because of this NRF2 that you're seeing on the screen, that has been researched by several universities and institutes, and also has been published on PubMed, which, if you live in the world of medicine or functional medicine, you know that that is huge, because supplements typically do not get researched to that extent and are not advocated to that extent. But you have a ton of doctors across the board seeing the benefit of this and seeing how it's helping their patients. So for me, this glutathione was huge. And what I found out with NRF2 is that it actually upregulates your body's ability to make its own glutathione and increases it 300% in its body, or within the body. The reason that that's so important is because we are constantly inundated with oxidative stress on a day-to-day. What we drink, what we breathe, the food that we're eating, environmental toxins, so many medications that people are on. And this has been something that I can recommend to every patient, and it's going to be beneficial for them no matter what. Like, if I had any control over this, I would want for everybody to be able to be on this product. Not that I'm trying to control people, but it's just so beneficial for people. This is a slide that just talks about how oxidative stress can impact your body, and it impacts everything starting at the cellular level, moving into every single organ and system, and moving into how your body functions as a whole. So when you start to reactivate this NRF2 pathway, you are engaging your body in creating a much healthier system as a whole. The ingredients, I love presenting this slide because you will see a lot of these things within supplements that you, anytime that you're out looking for supplements to decrease inflammation or increase your energy. Turmeric, everyone loves turmeric. People love to drink turmeric. They love to use it on a regular basis. So when you look at these ingredients, a lot of people are going to think, oh, well, I'm already taking that and I don't need to do that. The thing about the way that Protandim is made and the way that the doctor did this, like Amy was talking about, it is 4 decades of research, 40 years, where this gentleman, this doctor, had to find the right dosage and the right sources. And then the synergy of those things is what allows this NRF2 molecule to be reactivated again. So you can take these things, but it's not about just taking these things. It's about the synergy of these 5 ingredients that actually make this activation. And you can't get these results by taking these supplements individually or even within other supplements. So like I said, the increase of 300% in glutathione increases catalase by 54%, increases superoxide dismutase by 30%, and gets rid of 40% of your oxidative stress in 30 days and 70% of your oxidative stress within 90 days. Amazingly huge. So this is a slide that just talks about how many oranges you would have to eat a day, or how many blueberries you'd have to eat a day, or how many cups of broccoli you'd have to eat a day to get the same results that you get with Protandim. Obviously, it's great if you keep eating whole foods. I will never not tell people to eat whole foods and to eat the rainbow, because when you're putting things in your body, you want to do the best source things. However, this little yellow pill allows so much more action, and we really just can't, our bodies can't process eating that much in a day. So this is a really great alternative for getting rid of oxidative stress efficiently. The reason more people don't know about this is because it wasn't until it really came out in 2015 when Washington State University said it was potentially the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. And once this happened, the information just started to spread like wildfire. And more people are learning about it. I'm clearly passionate about sharing it with people, because my goal is not to stop the aging process, but to help people age more gracefully and more healthy, in a more healthy way. So this research just came out, and it is so cool to look at. When you look at the bottom of the screen, you're going to see where it says Protandim NRF2 on the left side of your screen. So with Protandim NRF2, you're decreasing your antioxidant stress. If you look up above, it says NRF2 NQ01, and that is what's activating detoxification in your body. So 40% with the NRF2, and then that goes up to 83% when you do the Tri-Synergizer. So Tri-Synergizer is all of our 3 Protandim lines. So I'm going to break that down for you guys. The NRF2 is your antioxidant pathway. The NRF1 is what is going to upregulate your mitochondria pathway. So your mitochondria are the powerhouse of your cell. That's what's going to give your cell the energy to function to its very best. And then you see the NAD off to the right. NAD is going to be like the mom of your cell. It's going to be organizing things, and it's going to be throwing things out. As a mom, I throw out like 100 things a week. I just love it. It's great. It's totally what I do. So this little thing, also a small pill, is so important, because as you're clearing out all this detoxification that's happening from NRF1, you really need the NAD to clear that out. And then it's going to improve your cell's ability to function at a much greater extent. So you can see when we do just the NRF1 or NRF2 alone, how much it's improving those activities within the cell versus the drastic change, like with the HMOX1 pathway. Tri-Synergizer is going up 848%. So I usually will tell people, especially if they're over the age of 20, like just start on all 3. Your cells will be so grateful for it for the rest of your life. Here is a really great slide. So I actually became a doctor because my brother had ADD as a child, and I saw him suffering and struggling with focus in school. And it was like there was never something that really clicked to help him get to the next level of learning. And it's just because he was so distracted, and it really wasn't his thing. But what I love about this company is that they don't just help with cardiovascular health or respiratory health or reproductive health. They're also improving your brain health, which is huge. So this is showing a picture of a child with autism who was writing was it 2 weeks, Amy? Is that right? Yes, after 2 weeks. So it started with Axio and the NRF2, and after 2 weeks, that is how drastically his writing and his focus had changed. And that is a huge shift, especially for a parent that is just struggling to teach a child. This is another research article done by a doctor who was like, really, is this really working? So this child did have ADD, and he was put on NRF1 and Axio. So you can see that red activity on the left side. And then as you switch over after taking it, everything cleared out, and he was able to focus without all of these different areas firing that shouldn't be firing at that point in time. The other product that I fell in love with is this liquid collagen. So prior to starting, I loved working out, but with adjusting, I literally could not adjust and do push-ups or do yoga, or it would wreck my wrist. And since I started taking this collagen, I've been able to work out again. But the other thing that has been great from a more superficial standpoint is my whole entire family has these like heavy eyelids, and they just sag over so much eventually you can't see. My grandma had to have hers revised, and I've been blown away. I've been doing it for 3 months now, and I literally, my eyelids have lifted drastically. The wrinkles on my face are disappearing, and it's pretty awesome. But that's just from an external standpoint. There'll be some more pictures of before and afters. But the inside part for my patients, what I've seen, I know I always say, like, once you go to a chiropractor, you always have to go. Not exactly true. Once you go, most people choose to go because you know how much better you continue to feel and function. But what I have found is since people have started taking this collagen, they actually hold their adjustments because we're reactivating your ligaments strength and you're rebuilding. Collagen is it's the foundation of our bones, our ligaments, our muscles. So when I see that reactivating and I see people holding their adjustments longer and I'm not having to see them as often, it is such a blessing for them and for me to see them succeeding that way. The reason that our collagen stands out, I've been taking a really great powder collagen from another company for 10 years before this, and was doing it because I knew my body had stopped taking collagen, and I had done the research. I knew like that's what happens when you turn 30. So I was just doing it because I knew it was good for me. It's good for gut health. But what I found out is that the liquid is actually 10 times more absorbable, and you're going to get 90% absorption with the liquid, or an increase of that absorption with the liquid. It tastes better. It's easier to be more effective with it because you're taking it daily, because you enjoy taking it. So I hands down will never do another collagen. The other benefit is that it not only replenishes and maintains your collagen, it actually activates it. There is no other collagen out there on the market that reactivates your body to make its own collagen again. Here is one of the ingredients, ruby red quinoa, which is going to activate that superoxide dismutase gene by 2,000 or 2,700%. It activates catalase, and then also increases the type 1 collagen. Type 1 and type 2 are your building blocks of collagen. So you can't build on anything else until you have those foundational building blocks. In addition, there's 10 types of collagen within this liquid collagen product. Typically you have like 2 to 5. So much more collagen in this, and it just, you see the results so quickly and you know that it's the best out there. Collagen density, and this research, you're just seeing how there's not near as much green and colorful activity. And then as you move to week 4 and on, that just keeps getting denser and denser and more colorful, which means that that is where you're seeing that reactivation and that reproduction of collagen underneath the skin. The hydrolyzed marine peptides are what's replenishing the collagen within your body. I have had people who are allergic to fish and actually have done well with this. I always recommend microdosing, and I can definitely help you guys if you do have a fish allergy. But the people that have fish allergies still do really well with this. So I would not count that out if that's what's going on with you. And then the citrus berry extract, this is what makes it taste delicious. My kids think it's their drink. They're like, oh, Mom, can I have one of those kid drinks? Which is great. I love that they're enjoying it, but I also kind of keep the pie to order for myself. But it is delicious. Here you're seeing the ingredients. So another thing that I have fallen in love with LifeVantage is the fact that you are not going to have preservatives in there. You're not going to have food coloring in there. You're not going to have gluten in there. Like, all of their products are super, super clean. And when you're going to market and you're buying things, you need to have third-party validation. You need to know that what you're taking actually is what it is, because there's a lot of companies out there that do not put in what it says it is. So after an 8-week clinical trial with this collagen, they found that there was a 42% increase in collagen density. Skin roughness was decreased by 10%. Depth of crow's feet reduced by 22%. Blood catalase levels are increased by 202%, and skin elasticity is increased. So these are some before and after pictures of people who have taken the collagen, and they are amazing. Amy knows a lot of these people directly. I know a couple of them, but I see this with my patients too. The before and afters are just amazing. Look at that, day 1 to day 15. Like, holy cow. And I love when people see me, they're just like, your eyes, it's hard to see on this screen, but they always say in person, your eyes are just so sparkly now. And literally, like, my skin is glowing on a day-to-day basis. I remember seeing Amy for the first time, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she looks like she's pregnant, other than she has no belly at all, but her skin was just glowing. And I'm like, yes, give me some of that. So my aunts saw this product. They're like, did you guys take pictures of our legs? And they have been taking it, and they have had great results with inflammation coming off of their legs. There are so many people that live with inflammation. It's just so great to see how increasing that collagen increases your cellular strength, and people are just healing. And then this is Sean Poe, that gentleman on the left. And I tell you what, I have seen him since, and this was a while back, and he looks like he's 20 years old now. Like, I don't know how it's even the same person. I see this guy on the screen and I'm like, that doesn't look like the Sean Poe that I know at all. It's amazing. Jen D is off to the right. I would say, like, those bags under the eyes, we see that a lot. That's a transformation in itself. This is a person after radiation. I started my mother-in-law on radiation, or before she was going on radiation. I started her on the collagen, and she ended up not having any burns. But this gentleman to the right, he had gone, what is that right, Amy? Didn't he go through radiation? Or he had some, okay. Anyways, when you go through radiation, it really can cause a lot of trauma to the skin. And taking that collagen, or if you know somebody that is going through that, would be really a great blessing in their life. Okay, so again, coming back to why I love this collagen, because it's not just skin deep, like, it goes into all of your cells and it helps drastically. I wanted to also cover a couple of different supplements that are within our line. I know Elizabeth had asked me to cover melanoma tonight. So after the university started doing research on the NRF2, they actually had asked us to put it into a skincare line because they were showing such great results with melanoma. So now the toner and the perfecting lotion, the eye serum, the face wash, and the lotion, they all have the NRF2 with them, and they are so clean. When you look at the comparison of toxicities when it comes to shampoos and face washes, they are off the charts wonderful. You don't have to worry about putting on your face and causing more chemicals in, because it is just a really clean line. I love the True Science hair care line. There have been a lot of people who have had alopecia, had just hair loss, gotten over COVID and had hair loss. And when you start taking this, especially with the Protandem, it is amazing how well these people's hair comes back. If you have somebody that is dealing with that, definitely get with the person that invited you and share the Vitality Living page with them, because it is truly such a blessing. Hair is such an identity for people. And when you can help them grow that back by also nourishing their body and they start feeling better also, it is a win. The Axio off to the right of that True Science hair care line is what I take usually twice a day. So there's a caffeinated version and then a decaf. I do not like caffeine in general. I don't do well with caffeine. However, I have found that this caffeine mixed with L-theanine in it actually increases energy, but increases focus at the very same time. It also has B vitamins in it, so it's giving you energy, but also the ability to adapt to stress throughout the day, and it tastes amazing. There's a new one coming out, watermelon mint, that is so good, and I can't wait to share with everybody this coming June. So if you are struggling to get water down, this is a great way for people to drink more water. I usually fill up one of these 3 times a day and mix it with like half of a thing of Axio, and it still tastes amazing. So I'm getting way more water in, which is so important for everybody, and it tastes great and encourages more intake. The other thing that I am loving right now is the Omega in our line. I have used a lot of great Omegas, and I always look at the research behind that to make sure it's third-party tested, so it doesn't have any heavy metals or toxicities or chemicals in it. And this is a really clean Omega that delivers the most DHA and EPA that I have found on the market. So I'm loving that for brain health, for cardiovascular health, for metabolism, for full body function. And then the lotion is wonderful. It has such like just a fresh citrus scent. So you're not putting chemicals or toxins on your body, but it's not oily or greasy. It's just a really nice fresh scent. The Rise AM and Reset PM, this is going to be our multivitamin, multimineral. They were really intelligent when they created this, because most multivitamins out on the market are either really low in what you need on a day-to-day, or they don't have everything in them, or you take it all together and it's not actually absorbing because you're doing so much together. So with the way that they've created this, you take the Rise AM in the morning, there's 2 capsules, and that's going to give you all of your vitamins and nutrients that you need to maintain energy and stamina throughout the day, your B vitamins again for just balancing out stress. And then in the evening, you take your Reset PM, which is more focused on minerals and helps people sleep so much better. I have a lot of energy and I go all day long, but what I found is that at night I was getting like 5 hours of sleep. And although I can do that, it was not beneficial to my health long-term. So I started taking this Reset PM, and now I'm not waking up at 3 or 4 in the morning, and I'm just sleeping and having even more energy throughout the day. So those are definitely great for people who are struggling to sleep, or people that just want a great multivitamin and multimineral. And then the other thing that I'll talk about is the ProBio. I think this is a great probiotic for anybody who just wants to maintain good gut health or start working on their gut health. There's a couple of other things that I typically do with people who are struggling with gut health. But this is a really great, just basic probiotic that will support good gut health in general. So that's really what I wanted to touch base on tonight. I know I did have somebody else reach out to me about Lyme's disease, and there are a couple of people who talk about that on our Vitality Living page, so I would definitely go and check that out. But what you'll find is that the Protandem combination is just really great in getting your body detoxifying and increasing your energy, clearing out the debris so that your cells can start they should. And when that happens, you can actually have the energy and the stamina that you need to go in and fight off Lyme's disease, or really any other thing that you're trying to work on healing from. So thank you so much for being here tonight, and I'm going to let Amy take over this next portion.
Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Isn't she wonderful, Dr. Jennifer? She just is true and authentic and is going to tell you exactly what all these products do. And I love them. I'm sitting here, I'm like, I have a personal testimony with every single thing on this page. I could talk till kingdom come, but my bottom line is decide where you fit in. Decide what is the most important thing for you to address right now and just get started. I want to encourage every single one of you that's watched this. Right after this webinar, message the person that invited you to watch this and just say where you're at. Hey, I want to try this. I'm interested in gut health, or I'm aging terribly. What stack should I get started with? We can start with one thing, or the company puts stacks together and gives a discount on the products. And then you can get started just on a subscription that it's a 30-day supply at a time. So you're not overwhelmed with a ton of stuff. And then right when you're ending that round, the next one will ship if you decide to let it ship. Otherwise, you can cancel it. And our customers have an incredible customer rewards circle where we, if you decide you want to get on this healthy path to life and aging, the company rewards you for that. And you can start accruing money to put back into your products each month that you're taking them. So just tell the person that invited you where you're at and what you're most interested in. And I'm telling you, it is absolutely incredible what this can do. It's not a quick fix. It's not a Band-Aid, but I've seen results really, really fast. And I love, if you have any specific questions or want to hear a story, I will gladly share any of those stories with you. Because I've been doing this for 7 years. So I want to wrap this webinar up with, this evolve plan that we have as a company. 85% of my entire business, I've started this very part-time. I was working behavioral health. At the time, we were living in a 2-bedroom apartment, just barely making ends meet. And I was not looking to make money with this. What I was passionate about was the science and technology to give people their health back. And I was sharing just these products. I'm like, you just need to get on these products. They're going to help you. And what I didn't realize is that this was an opportunity to completely change our financial situation as well. And so maybe that's you. I encourage you to just become a customer because, like I said, 85% of my entire business is happy customers. I don't want you to do something that you don't want to do. Get healthy, get on the products, let that experience speak for itself. But if you're the person that's out there looking for something more, looking to create more time freedom in your life, create leverage in your life, maybe you're out there burning the candle at both ends and you just can't keep up. That's exactly where I was. When I was introduced to this, I had just had my second baby, and the little company that I was doing behavioral health for, they didn't have paid time off. They didn't have maternity leave. Out of the goodness of their heart, they paid me a couple of weeks to be able to spend at home to recover with my baby, but I had to go back to work. And my husband and I were missing each other. By the time I would go see kids in the afternoon when they were home from school and I'd work on behavioral health with them, my husband would be just getting home and he'd have to take over kid duty. And we were just ships passing in the night. And there was a lot of pain there, but never in my heart did I think I was a business person. I never thought I was a salesperson. I never thought that I was going to go and be an entrepreneur. I never thought that way. I just was passionate about people. I was passionate about helping people get to the root of their problems. That's why I was doing social work. I wanted to help families get to the root of their issue because the family system was broken and I wanted to help that. And now what I found is that with LifeVantage, we're getting to the root of our issues in health as we age. And it was just this incredible shift that I started making as I plugged in. I became a student of this industry, and it was like the curtain fell of all the preconceived notions that I had about this industry were actually they were false. It was ignorance, it was lies. And this was the truth, was that I could find a better way. I could get paid sharing this gift with people that would allow me to love and pour into families and children and do other things in ministry outside of those strict guidelines in social work. And that's just opened up so many more doors and opportunities, not just for serving and giving back, but just for our family. I'm sitting here on my front porch, and we started in a 2-bedroom apartment, barely making ends meet. And now I'm sitting on 70 beautiful acres that overlooks a giant pond. And we have this beautiful farm now that we've started to establish. And this is all possible because of the shift that we made. I was able to retire from social work 2 years after starting LifeVantage. And I was a newbie, right? I was just helping people, and the people were getting the results that they wanted, so that grew. And so maybe that's you. Maybe you're looking for something. Again, I don't, I just share this information to be fully transparent because I don't know where you're at. But this company, like Dr. Jennifer said, it checks off all the boxes. It's like, it's solid and stable inside and out. This company is the world leader in activation. There is no competition because there's nobody that can make the claims that we can make. When you can reduce the source of all disease processes as you age by 40% in 30 days, that's untouchable and it's patented. And so that's where, like, I just want you to, like, if you can grasp that, you have your hands on gold as far as an opportunity. And behind the business, this is a publicly traded company, like I said, with 20 years of manufacturing experiences, over 2 billion in products sold. It's stable. So over 230 million a year in revenue, and we're debt free. There's a lot of companies out there that are looking good on the outside, but they are not debt free and they are ready. They could go under at any time. And it's very untapped because I guarantee you, you haven't really, like 90% of people that we talk to haven't heard of this yet. And once they do hear it, it's kind of like, oh, you can't unknow what you just found out. We have an incredible balanced plan. I'm not going to go into details on this, but from consultant one all the way up to presidential, there's just different ways that you can earn by sharing. First, you just share because you have to grow and develop skills. And that's really what this is this is a personal development journey that's wrapped up in a compensation plan. I have the same heart as I did when I started, but I'm a new person. I have grown and transformed and evolved in ways that I never thought possible. And thank you. I just thank God every day for that opportunity, because when you're in your comfort zone, that's where dreams go to die. And I just challenge you, no matter what it is that you're in life, try to find ways to grow outside of your comfort zone. And if you need a healthy environment to do that, this environment, this culture that we have here is that. We are healthy, that we just want to surround you with encouragement, and we want to uplift you. We want to equip you to become the best version of yourself that you absolutely can. And hey, if you can get paid to do that, that's a great option too. You can start digging the well before you're thirsty. And you can work the way that you want. We earn approximately 10 to 40% every single month as we gather customers. And if you want to grow even beyond that, you can grow a team as well. But I have a lot of people that are just like, hey, I know that this is something different. I want healthy, but I want my family healthy. I want to pay for my products, something very basic. And you can do that with this plan. There's no crazy, like, hidden agenda. Like, you don't have to jump through all these hoops and meet all these requirements. Like, you can do what you want to do with this, or you could say, I don't want to do anything, and that's fine too. There's no expectations, but you do have a culture of people that are going to love you regardless. And I'll end with this, these two more slides.
Can I share one thing real quick?
Yes, absolutely.
So on the business front, when I looked at this, typically most of the companies that I work with, they have to be recommended by a doctor, or you cannot get access to them. And again, like I said, it takes a lot for me to decide to commit to supporting a company. And as I looked at this, my heart just went to, this is something that my patients could do, because we had a lot of single moms in our practice that are crazy about healthcare, and they know so much, and they just want an opportunity to share. And it was immediately like, yeah, thank you, God, for this gift, because I get to teach them, and then they get to share that with others, and they get to decide, one, do I want to pay for my products with this company? Do I want to share it with people? Like, they have the option to do that, as opposed to that coming just back to me. Like, it was such a gift to know that my patients would have a way to support their family more, and I could still have them on the best products. And it has been so fun to see some of our patients, like Elizabeth, take the lead on that and just share those things. And it is such a blessing to watch.
That's so true. It's like a rising tide raises all boats, and that's what we do here. Is we want to help everybody take advantage of what this has to offer, and the research is done. So we don't have to run around being doctors and scientists. It's done, check off. All we have to do is deliver this message to the people. And if you have the ability to say, hey, I found something that might help you, and you can connect them to somebody that knows the research, or you can connect them to this webinar, that's the way that we share this. And then they can make their own informed decision. I love that. So exciting. So this opportunity is still fresh. It's still there. The momentum is there. And with the launch of collagen, it has taken off because people are seeing exceedingly fast results with the collagen, and they don't want to quit. And so this is shooting up very fast. And I just encourage people like, hey, don't sit around and wait for it to pass. If you've been praying for something, maybe this is your opportunity. And we have to disclose our earnings every year. We have to check that off, that it's scrutinized down to the penny, and you can just look at the different ranks from consultant all the way down and the different average monthly commissions. So you can kind of look at those numbers. And I would just say right now, if you've been trying to find a way to earn other money, write that number down that you want, and let's create a path for you to get there. It does take work. This isn't net wish marketing. It is network marketing. You have to show up, you have to plug in, you have to make a decision that you're going to be your own boss, and you have to be accountable for that. Nobody's going to drag you across the finish line. And you know, we're not your boss when you decide to do this. You get to take that opportunity and make it. But we will coach you, and that's so exciting to have that. So yeah, we are currently, my business is currently at the rank of executive consultant 1. And that's life-changing for us. In social work, I never would have gotten past, you know, managing consultant 2. So we are completely thankful for this gift. And I just want to end, oops, this is not where I wanted, I guess I'm going to end here. I'm going to end on the screens. I was going to show you the final screen I wanted to show you was that Erin Brockovich sits on our board of director. I'm not sure if you know who that is, but she is a massive advocate. She is a person who, you know, she sniffs out a rat and she exposes them to the world, and she sniffed out LifeVantage. And if you've ever seen the movie, like, she's just fierce. And she sniffed out LifeVantage, and she decided to join LifeVantage and sit on the board of directors and be that advocate for this company, because it is so incredibly life-changing for the world to be able to target oxidative stress and get to the root of all of our health. So with that said, again, thank you so much for tuning in. Please, right now, text the person that invited you and just tell them where you're at so that they don't have to guess or chase you down. And let's get you started on activation. Thank you, y'all. Have a good night.